Today, on Issue at Hand, angry teens and superpowers that mess with your mind. Get ready for Legion and the Runaways. This is Issue at Hand, Polygon's show about comics. I'm your host, Susana Polo, and today we're talking about FX's new Marvel-inspired television drama, Legion, and Hulu's new Marvel-inspired television drama, Runaways.
He believes he's mentally ill, but he may be the most powerful mutant we've ever encountered.
Can we take a break?
Legion is based on the Marvel character of the same name, but you probably already guessed that. David Haller started out as a supervillain, but like a lot of mutant villains in the X-Men comics, he has spent time with redemptive arcs and stints as a main character. He's a classic X-Men archetype, a mutant whose abilities make him cosmically powerful, but also nearly overwhelm his mind. David is the secret son of Professor X, who was hidden away around the first time his mutant powers activated. He has the ability to absorb the personalities and powers of people who die near him. So, he has telekinesis, pyrokinesis, and can manipulate time and space and even warp reality itself, and that's just a few of his powers. But the personalities he's absorbed often take control of his actions, and some of them aren't very nice. Also, his hair is a whole thing. Legion started out as a pretty messy metaphor for what used to be known as split or multiple personality disorder, and in his limited appearances since his first one in 1985, creators have worked to make him more than just a demonized depiction of a real mental health issue. FX's Legion show goes one step further, reimagining David as a mutant whose ability to absorb personalities led to his mental health misdiagnosis, and to the government being interested in weaponizing his superpowers. Legion takes place in an X-Men-like setting, where there's a school for people with strange powers, but nobody mentions Professor X or the X-Men. The show's creators have instead decided to focus on an honest depiction of the alienation and isolation that people with mental health issues can face.
That's it?
Yeah, we've got a post about some of Legion's best stories if you want to read more, but that's pretty much everything you need to know. Let's talk about Runaways. Runaways is a 2003 Marvel Comics series that was canceled in 2004, got really popular in trade format, was brought back in 2005, and ran until 2009. It was created by Brian K. Vaughan and Adrian Alfona, but multiple writers and artists have contributed to Runaways, including Joss Whedon. And last summer, Hulu announced that it would be developing a Runaways television show. So here's what it's about. The simplest way to explain Runaways is that it follows a group of teenagers on the run from their parents, who they've just realized are supervillains. Have you ever had a friend who was really just someone whose parents were friends with your parents? That's who the Runaways were to each other, a bunch of kids who grudgingly hung out with each other one night every year while their parents held a get-together. Until they walked in on their parents sacrificing someone to a dark god. It turned out that their parents were a group of supervillains called the Pride, and as Alex, Nico, Carolina, Gert, Chase, and Molly run away, they raid their houses for supplies, discovering things that their parents have kept hidden for years. Alex's parents are mafia bosses with hands in the local government and the police, which prevents the Runaways from going to the authorities. Alex himself is a prodigy in tactics and logistics, making him the de facto leader of the group. Nico's parents are dark sorcerers, and she inherits the Staff of One, which allows her to cast spells by speaking any word as a command. The catch is she has to bleed in order to summon it, and she can never use the same word twice. Carolina's parents are alien conquerors from the planet Magistane, and without the necklace they told her to never take off, she can fly and manipulate force into blasts and shields. Also, at some point she realizes that she's gay, but that's like way down on the list after alien parents and rainbow laser powers. Gert's parents are evil time travelers, and so she arguably gets the best superpower of the bunch, being telepathically bonded to her dinosaur best friend. Chase's parents are mad scientists, and raiding their stash of advanced technology yielded the team's vehicle, the Leapfrog, and his all-purpose gauntlets, the Fistigons. Molly's parents are telepathic mutants, and she's the youngest of the Runaways, not even a teenager. Her mutation is her immense strength, but after using it she becomes fatigued, sometimes instantly falling asleep. Runaways was a very successful, very diverse team of characters in an era where there wasn't a lot of that to go around at Marvel. It had more women characters than men, and had multiple characters of color in leadership roles, not to mention a gay character, and eventually even a team member who was genderqueer. To be fair, that team makeup would still be exceptional today at either of the big two of comics, but it wouldn't be unheard of anymore. Casting for all the kids and their parents in Hulu's show was announced recently, so things are apparently moving right along in bringing Runaways to TV. We can expect the first season to revolve around the Runaways attempting to stop the Pride, that's their parents, remember, from enacting their dark deeds. And if things follow the comic, the tension among the team will be ramped up by the early realization that one of them is a mole for the grown-ups.
Spoiler alert!
You don't even read comics. Next time on Issue at Hand, get ready for the comments to explode as I explain Iron Fist. Legion started out as a pretty messy metaphor for what used to be known as split or multiple personality disorder, and I didn't do a pause. You ever had a friend who was really just someone who was Then Hulu's show was announced recently, so things are apparently moving right along in bringing Runaways to TV. Sorry, I got like spit on my lip when I said that, and now I need to do it over again.